Welcome back to the lab. It's Thursday. I don't know why I was looking at the clock to see that it was Thursday, but there you go. It's Thursday, so I owe you a video. Has been quite a lot happened on this since you guys saw it last on video. You Facebookers will have seen the progress. Basically what I've achieved is this bag of rivets here that used to have 1,000 rivets in it has now got not 1,000 rivets in there because they're in the car. Got that panel on, 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 the other panel on the other side, the panel in the back behind the seats here, and the panel on the very back of the car there. And I haven't quite decided 100% on these pieces of trim here. They may or may not stay. Might get some rivets down there instead of, I'll take the trim off, put a line of rivets down each side, put some sealant in the join, a bit like what I've done here, which looks tidy enough, looks okay. Bit tricky to sort it out. It does look kind of a little bit Cybertruck-ish, but that's the way it was built. That's what we were going to keep. So that's how it is. Now some of the people on Facebook, several people have made comments and said, hope you've got a good pneumatic air riveter or a battery air riveter. No, of course not. I do it all by hand with the pop riveters. 1,000 rivets like that. That's why I got a Popeye arm. See, it's like, it's just, might be a bit tricky to do one-handed. I just gotta, just put this in here and get this up here like this. Hang on. Oh, yeah, no, it's not. Hang on. I just have to put the phone down for a second. Hang on. It's a bit hard to hold on to that. Hang on. Oh God, get it right. Yeah, see? Done. Nothing wrong with the old mechanical huff and a puff. Gets the job done. So I've done nearly 1,000 of those this week. Nearly 1,000 in one size, and then plus some other sizes. These ones go through a slightly different thickness. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Got the old line of rivets there. It makes it a bit faster when you're dealing with the old quite satisfying job, this. Pulling it in quite far away, isn't it? You gotta watch you don't slip and scratch the skin like I did on that very first one. Just left a little mark there, so I'll have to tidy it up. Imagine doing these by hand, another little mark. Come on. Normally do this with two hands. So I'm going to blame you guys for the marks that are left behind there, because you wanted to see this. Now I'm not going to say that's finished, because I already just told you we've got to do that. But it's not too bad. We've got our General Lee flag going on here. We should get a vinyl wrap going on. We can't have that, can we? Not allowed that. It's 2023. We'll have people getting awfully angry at us. Other things that have happened are the fuel cell gone in there. That's all mounted up. Got to make a panel that goes on here to seal that off. The harness eye bolts go in here, and there's still a little bit to go on in here, but it's getting there. Fixie, fixie, nothing to see here. Fixie, fixie. Oh, this is just about perfect already, isn't it? Yeah, you'd never know. Bit of a blend in with that. Magic. It'll look just like the rest of it in a day or two. Did we do that one too? Did I slip off and wreck that? That is a problem with raw aluminium. It's very, very easy to scratch. That's pretty good. It's sorted. There was another one somewhere, wasn't there? Was that it there? It's a bit harder to fix that one. Probably pretty good in the scheme of things. See, I didn't do it to any of the others. It was only while you were watching. If you stop watching, I shouldn't say that. Keep watching. Like, share, subscribe, etc. Beautiful. Well, good enough anyway. So I've been out and about in the rain shine. That looks pretty good too, actually. Beautiful summer weather. Just tripping over everything in here. It's raining. The trampoline's wet. Yep. Anyway, clearly I've got the diff back, or diff housing. It's not a beautiful thing. I didn't worry about trying to fix the dent that's in it, or weld up the marks where someone else had cut something off and ground down too deep. That's fine, doesn't need to be repaired. You won't see it, and it's not going to affect it, and it'll be fine. But it looks significantly better than it did before, and it's all nice and protected from rusting and stuff. And remember, we did these in the previous video. This is where the suspension arm attaches onto here. It only had like one little tab like this out here before. You're kind of relying on that plus that to hold your axle. It was a bit scary. I didn't like it, so that's not going anywhere, as I say. And then that one just holds the shock. So I need to get some bolts for those. I've got the front suspension arms. We need to put some bushes in those. I need to actually make or get. I can get some rubber ones pretty easy, but I want to put Nolethane in there. So I need to sort that out. Those are just carefully sitting there so they don't get too scratched up. That goes with all this guff that's here that is getting scratched up, but this is fine. There's no paint on that, right? Rain's quite noisy, isn't it? So I've given this a bit of a clean. Bit of a scratch up around here, bit of a brake cleaner. I'll go and get the diff head itself, which has not really been cleaned up. It's ugly. It's fine. It'll be all right. It's black. It hides underneath the car. It'll be okay. I will give it a little bit of a clean and put it together, and then I can put this lot in the car, and then we can start dealing with our shock absorbers and the top brackets that are going to go on the end of the shock absorbers, basically to the bottom of the roll cage. Yay! I may have cheated just a little bit, making that look a little bit better, and it may also smell like paint in here. That was pretty rough. It still is, kind of, sort of, but it's black and shiny. That'll do. That does go round. That's right, there's no oil in there. It's fine. It's not a overhaul. It's not what I'm doing here. I'm not rebuilding a diff or anything like that. I was putting some tabs on here and it needed to be all black and shiny, and that's what it is. Obviously I'm not stupid and I wouldn't just slap that in without having a look at it. It seems to be pretty good. The wheel bearings, on the other hand, maybe not so much. I can't be bothered bending all the way down there to put that, to play up with that bearing for you, but might be the other one. That's not the worst bearing I've heard in the world. That's not bad either. Nah, they're fine. They're actually pretty easy to get to in the car too, right? So there's only 4 bolts on the end. If it bearing does play up later on, especially with the disc rotor on there, pop the caliper off, pop the rotor off, and you'll have pretty good access to these bolts. Pull the axle out, fix it. It's not the end of the world. It is, however, the end of the day. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.